Welcome back, True Seeker. Some of us were counting our chips this morning off what we made from the rigged NBA yesterday as we absolutely torched the league. And we wake up to this story about Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and supposedly a total of 31 people arrested by the feds who were working with the Cosa Nostra to rip off the NBA and cheated the casinos out of millions. The casinos are run by the mob. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you listening to this crap this morning? How this diminishes the integrity of the NBA. The NBA doesn't have any integrity. They allow 7-footers to carry the ball all over the court. Did you see how many times Kevin Durant carried the other night before he had the needless foul on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander so they could win the game with 125 points for their 125th win all-time versus the Rockets 125 days from the coach's birthday? Because that's exactly what we had written down in the notes before the game was played about the 125 thing, only to laugh and watch them score 125 points. And what was the score? Was it 125, 124 for a total of 249 while the country's 249 years old? It was the same reason we had the 76ers to beat the Celtics last night as an underdog to get their 249th win all-time against the Celtics. And don't forget who told you, Benjamin Netanyahu. He went to high school in Philadelphia, and he graduated from that school, Cheltenham, in 67, the year that the 76ers beat the Warriors, when the Warriors are originally from Philly. This year, the NBA season began on 76 date numerology on the 76th birthday of Netanyahu. And again, it's all rigged, you guys. The whole thing is rigged. I mean, the NBA is trying to tell you it has integrity. Is this the same league that had LeBron come back from down 3-1 and win the finals on the real King James's birthday, June 19th? Is this the same league last year that had the Sonics? Yeah, I know they're Oklahoma City now, but the Sonics won their only championship in 79. Then they moved to Oklahoma City. Then they win the 79th NBA season. And the playoffs just happened to start on April 19th, the anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing when the bomber was executed in Indiana. I'm talking about Timothy McVeigh. And notice McVeigh from the NFL just died at 79, just as the NBA season's tipping off. Bryant Gumbel Hospital. Anyway, they want to tell you this morning, Chauncey Billups, who they made a Hall of Famer almost a year ago. They did it last October. That's all the headlines this morning. Hall of Famer working with the mob to undermine the NBA. I mean, just total load of shit. And notice, every single person that they're putting in the media that's in on this, notice how they're all black, right? This is another racial shaming ritual. Black guys working with the mob. Now tell me something. Every mob movie you've seen, every mob TV show you've seen, aren't they racist as hell against black people? What do they call them? They call them that word that starts with N and ends with ER, don't they? In almost every mob movie. They don't like black people, the mob. And what have I been showing you about who really runs this nation? The mob runs this nation. Again, the Jesuits. And that's part of the joke here, too, because who's the coach of the Miami Heat? Isn't it Eric Spoelstra, Slick Willie, who went to Jesuit in Beaverton, the suburb of Portland, Oregon, where Nike's headquartered? Isn't that the coach of the Heat, the Jesuit guy with the Slick Willie hair, almost looks like a gangster, like a wannabe Pat Riley? And notice how many of these top-tier basketball programs over the years, college and NBA, have been run by Italian coaches who look literally like mobsters. I've been pointing this out since forever, but you got Miami and the Blazers, and they both wear red, black, and white. Aren't those the colors of the Jesuit order? Red, black, and white. Yeah, they are. Yeah, those are the Jesuit color scheme. Again, the Jesuits, for people who don't know, that's the military of the Pope that's headquartered in Italy, like the mob. But yeah, again, you guys. Let me show you why Billups is the fall guy for the 80th NBA season. Can you guess what his name equals in Gematria? Can you guess what it equals for the 80th NBA season? You want to take one guess at what Chauncey Billups' full name equals? I'll give you one guess what his name equals in Gematria. And this is what annoys me about all the dummies out there. Oh, that Gematria thing's stupid. We'll see how stupid it is as we torched the NBA again yesterday. Absolutely took a flamethrower to the NBA again yesterday, something we've only been doing for over a decade. Dummy's still sitting on the sidelines. That number thing? Yeah, the number thing, because it is all rigged by the numbers. Again, this number thing that comes from Kabbalah, which all these secret societies are based in. Pretty logical why they would use it if you have a brain. And again, here's the other point I want to make. 35 Thursday. We've been patting our pockets every single Thursday off the National Fix League. Last week, the Bengals stayed on 35 all-time home losses versus the Steelers. John Bolton got arrested 35 days from his birthday. We're going to get into where 35 fits in with the Cosa Nostra and Chauncey Billups as well. But yeah, this stuff, it really does make me sick. It just makes me sick watching this stuff go on every day. Black athletes murdered left and right. No real explanation for why any of them die. This morning, a bunch of black men being shamed for supposedly throwing NBA games, compromising the integrity. This league doesn't have any damn integrity, and you got to be a moron to not know that. They don't even enforce the rules. These guys are taking 6 steps on the court, carrying the ball every time. Everyone's 7 feet tall. Who wants to watch 7-footers dribble down the ball with a carry each time and hoist up 3-pointers? This league is trash. But again, it's been rigged for all of our lifetimes. You guys, I grew up in Portland, Oregon. I was a little child when the Blazers lost to Jordan in the finals. I could see it as a kid. You couldn't breathe on Jordan. You couldn't breathe on him. If you breathed on him and he missed his shot, he was going to the foul line. Michael Jordan could poke the other guy in the eyes. Bam! Take the ball from him. No call. Yeah, Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time. Only in the Nothing But Actors League. Michael Jordan would play second fiddle to Scottie Pippen every day of the week if the league wasn't rigged. And I know a bunch of you guys get, but what? Scottie? And then you guys say something dumb. Scottie Pippen never won nothing without Jordan. Well, Jordan never won nothing without Pippen. And you know what? Pippen would have won the finals with the Blazers if it wasn't all rigged. Remember, the Blazers were up about 20 points on the Lakers in the fourth quarter. It was game over. It was game over. But how did the Blazers come out and play in the fourth quarter? Just rushed down the court and fired up shots. Why would you do that when you got a 20-point lead? Why are you running down the court and firing up 3-pointers from 3 foot behind the line before Steph Curry's even in? It was like the prototype game for Steph Curry. Running down the court, not using up the shot clock, not rebounding, not playing defense, letting the Lakers fast break all quarter. People watch this shit and they think it's real. That's why people are brain dead. Brain dead. I remember my buddy who hadn't figured out yet. He broke a chair that day because, again, we're from Portland. He couldn't believe the way the Blazers lost that fourth quarter to the Lakers so the Lakers could sneak into the finals. Again, L.A. If you're the Nothing But Actors League, I mean, L.A. is where Hollywood is. And by the way, did anyone watch this news story this morning? Because how many times did they tell you? It was Fox News who was really bringing this to everybody's attention this morning. How many times did they reference Hollywood? They're like, this is like a Hollywood movie. This is really like Hollywood. So many people involved. This feels like a plot of a movie. It is a movie. It annoys me how dumb people are. You don't know that the basketball college and pros run by the mob? Look at all these winningest coaches. They don't all look like gangsters. They're not almost all Italians. Here, let's break down the ritual today, why this is happening to start the 80th season as they hospitalized Bryant Gumbel as well. Does it remind you of Kobe, who they took out by the numbers? Don't forget who wrote a book about how Kobe's whole career was defined by 41 3 years before he died at 41. That was yours truly. Anyway, look at this crap, you guys. Okay, yeah. So we got to get the black, red, and white teams. Now, keep in mind, Billups is the fall guy, and he's up in Oregon, the 33rd state. Again, you got to learn gematria, guys. It's very simple. It's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. It's elementary. I could literally teach this to 7-year-olds. If you can read, write, and do basic math, you can understand gematria. Oregon is the 33rd state. And just for the record, the only month out of the 12-month year that equals 33 in gematria is October. So here we are in October. The NBA's tipping off. Mafia 33. We're taking it to the 33rd state, Oregon, for the top fall guy, Chauncey Billups. So, and again, the top 2 names they want to connect are a Blazers coach, former player Billups, and Rozier for the Heat. And as soon as I see this, I just got it. I say, okay, here's the joke. It's Eric Spoelstra sitting in the middle, who went to Jesuit in Beaverton. For people don't know, Beaverton's the suburb of Portland where Nike's headquartered. Go look at all the rituals they did with MJ's finals. And man, look into when MJ beat the Blazers in the finals, and what a salute to Nike it was. But if you saw the Fox News coverage this morning while they're doing their press conference and talking about how this damages the integrity of the league, and they keep saying Hollywood this and movie script this, in big fat words, they had NBA gambling bust up on the screen, right? NBA gambling bust. Look at the phrasing, 144-54. If you're new here, How do you get those two numbers? NBA gambling bust when you just take the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. So, for example, N is the 14th letter, B's the second, A's the first. So NBA alone 17, like we call it the 17 league. Like I told you the day that LeBron went from the 17th state, Ohio, to the Lakers on the first day of the 7th month, that he'd win the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season, exactly what he did. But anyway, you just add up all the words. So NBA gambling bust equates to 144. If you apply numerology to each letter before you add, so for example, N, the 14th letter, would become 1 plus 4 is 5. B would still be 2 because it's already a single digit number. A would be 1. G would be 7. A would be 1. When you get to M in gambling, M's the 13th letter. 1 plus 3 is 4. NBA gambling bust is 54. Jesuit order 144 and 54. And the word scandal is 54. And that was the other word up on the screen. Guess how many weeks it is since Billups became a Hall of Famer? It was last October, so hopefully we're not guessing 144 because there's not anywhere near 144 weeks in a year. We are in the 54th week since they made Chauncey Billups a Hall of Famer. And see, that just adds to the theatrics today, the fact that they can put Hall of Famer in the headline. Hall of Famer working with the mob to undermine the NBA. Please, you got to be a moron to fall for this shit. It's 53 weeks and 4 days to be exact. Trailblazers equals 53. But again, we're in the 54th week. Now, with regards to it being the 80th season, notice how the name Chauncey alone is 80 and his full name Chauncey Ray Billups is 80. And you know what else equals 80 is Bryant and Bryant Gumbel to give us the subliminal of Kobe. Again, he's getting hospitalized. He's covered the world of sports. And if you're new here, just remember Bryant also equals 26 and 37, and Kobe died on the 26th day of the year on the 37th anniversary of Bear Bryant. Again, these are the 4 base ciphers of the English language. Alphabetic order with numerology. Or maybe it'll help if I got the ciphers down below. Alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26. Alphabetic order with numerology. Same thing, but with numerology applied to each letter. Reverse alphabetic order with numerology. And again, just like with regards to Kobe, he died at 41 on the 157th day of his age, and 157 is the 37th prime. And again, he died on the anniversary of Bear Bryant. Bear Bryant died in 83. Kobe died in a helicopter crash, which equals 83, just like murder. The Pope was 83 at the time. He was traveling from Catholic Mass. He died on the Pope's 41st day of his age, again at 41. Kobe's whole career was defined by this number 41. Again, you can read my book from 2017, 800-page book, big chapter on rig sports, big section on Kobe in 41, well before he died. So do it the small way. Chauncey's 35, right? Don't I tell you this every week? I mean, how many years? I mean, like how many? Like it feels like it's been 35 years that I've been here telling you. Just watch when Thursday comes around. It's always 35. Sports and news. Last week again, Bengals stay on 35 losses at home versus the Steelers all time. John Bolton gets arrested 35 days from his birthday, et cetera, et cetera. This week on Thursday, it's Chauncey connected to the Cosa Nostra. Again, law just means the, and you can call them the Cosa Nostra too. Cosa Nostra 35, Thursday 35, right? Oh, how perfect. How perfect. How about Teddy Rozier being the other name thrown in here? Notice he's got the 35 in his name too. Again, these are they say there's 31 people, not to mention Terry Rozier's 31. They also said 31 people were arrested in 11 states. 31's the 11th prime number. All the names they're putting out there are black people. It's like a gangster film. They don't like those N's with the ER ending, right? That's what they refer to them as in the gangster movies. So shame all the black people. You heard it today. They're compromising the integrity of the league that's run by gangsters. So anyway, you see how Rozier fits in here with Thursday? Again, just forwards and backwards, numerology. Today's 28 days after Billups' birthday. There might be something more to the 28 thing, but just so you know, Billups has the 28 in his name. And Rozier, again, he's 31 to go with the 31 people arrested. It's the 220th day of his age. You know, basketball's 22. His name equals the Jesuit order. And where did he go to school anyway? To Louisville. He used to play under Rick Pitino, another gangster. I mean, you can't look more gangster than Rick Pitino. Hold up, you guys. I'm getting a phone call real quick. Hello? All right, sorry about that. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, let me see here. Damon Jones was the other name they threw in here. It's 59 days after his birthday. You know, another black guy. Slave code, right? 59. We talked about this a million times. Motown came out in 59. Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. Slave, Negro, Rasta, Blues. They're all 59, right? Obama, the first black president. Renegade is Secret Service name. Again, slave 76, and you run it in reverse, just like Negro, like Rasta, like Blues, like the feds recognize Black History Month in 76, like Barack Obama equals 76. His film he produced, Leave the World Behind, starts with a shot of a mug for a Philadelphia 76ers. So think about that. But yeah, all right, let's now talk about the NBA in numbers. So let's just evaluate how we did yesterday in the NBA. So again, I always look at both sides of the coin. Sometimes it's a one-way street, but I always put what I think is the top scenario on the top part. So you can see this or that, or is the bottom scenario. Knicks yesterday going for the 77th all-time win on 77 date numerology in the series. Did they get it? Did the Knicks get the 77th all-time win on 77 date numerology yesterday? They sure did. The Knicks were a slight underdog at home. Knicks take care of business. 77th win on 77 date numerology. How do you get the 77? Easy. 10 plus 22 plus 20 plus 25 for October 22nd, 2025. 10 plus 22 is 32. Plus 20 more is 52. Plus 25 is 77. And oftentimes it's as simple as that. You guys just recognizing that the games are rigged and it is all numerology and number-based. All right, here's the game we got wrong. I thought the Nets might cover yesterday. They got their asses kicked. So, okay, we start off 1-1 with the first two, but let's keep it moving. Heat and Magic. Oh, by the way, just yesterday's date numerology, guys. So yesterday's date numerology breaks down to 5. There's 3 paths, 14, 41, 77. They all break down to 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. 77, 7 plus 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So it's a 5 date in a game of 5-on-5, and 5 usually plays strong. Didn't work out in the Nets-Hornets game, but let's keep it moving. Heat and Magic. Now, the Heat are an 8.5-point underdog. Did they cover yesterday? They lost by 4. They covered. The date numerology suggested that they would cover. The Raptors and the Hawks game. Let's look at that one. Raptors were a 5.5-point underdog. We saw that the narrative looked like the Raptors would upset, and to play it extra safe, you could take them with the 5 points. Raptors beat down the Hawks at home, and they had the stronger numbers to win. Cash. 76ers Celtics. This was the biggest game we circled yesterday. This is the game we were the most confident about. Again, and I put this out for free the other day to watch for Philadelphia in light of the season beginning on 76 date numerology on Netanyahu's 76th birthday when the league's very pro-Zionist. And let's not forget who stole whose identity. Again, you have all these people from Khazaria claiming to be ooze but are not, when, you know, if you actually study the Bible, the people that are ooze look a lot like Chauncey Billups. So think about that in this element too. Philadelphia is where the letter is written to. The Church of Philadelphia in the Bible gets the letter about the synagogue of Satan. Those who claim to be ooze but are not. And Netanyahu just happened to go to high school in Philadelphia. Just think about these jokes. Don't forget who told you the day Netanyahu came back at the very end of 2022 before 2023 began that there would be a major war starting in Israel around the time Yale turned 322 years old. War started 2 days before that, October 7th. It was 2023, a lot like 223. Philadelphia equals 223, as does the synagogue of Satan. But the best number in Philadelphia for sports is 65. Again, the city equals 55 and was established on the day leaving 65 days left in the year. We're coming up on that birthday, October 27th. Yesterday, Boston coach can get 65th loss. Boom. But the Boston coach also stayed on 215 total wins yesterday. That's the Philly area code, the 215. Celtic can get 249th win versus the 76ers. You see all this narrative up here for 76ers to upset? And again, you want to play it extra safe? Tease them up to plus 5.5 on the 5-date numerology. Again, the games are rigged by the numbers. Pistons and Bulls. So in this game, the Pistons, we saw the coach could stay on 44 regular season wins. Wednesday equals 44. But better than that, he could stay on 46 all-time wins. Remember Chicago? They won their only Super Bowl with the revolutionary 4-6 defense, and they won 46-10 because it's this stupid. Did the Bulls win yesterday? They sure did. The Bulls sure did win. They were a dog, too. Nice value. Pelicans and Grizzlies. 5-date numerology. What stood out the most here? That the Grizzlies coach, who doesn't have that much experience, could improve to 5-5 for his career. Did he get it done? Yep, he improved to 5-5 for his career yesterday. He sure did. The Bucks and the Wizards. Bucks were a big ass favorite here, and the Bucks did cover the spread in this one. They did. There was a chance at an upset here. You got to take the dollar parlay here. It didn't hit, but I had verbal advice in this game. If you would have done that, it worked out. My verbal advice when we did the stream yesterday was you don't get a lot of value this way, but I said you could tease the Wizards up to plus 14.5 because that is one of the date numerology pass. Had you teased the Wizards up to 14.5, they lost by 13. You would have covered there, but it's not a great payout. And again, I don't teach people to bet every single game. Clippers and Jazz. Clippers were a pretty big favorite here yesterday. Clippers were a 10.5-point favorite. Who did we have to win? Oh, we had the Jazz to win. Why? Because the Utah coach can stay on 161 losses. So this was the monster payout of yesterday. Los Angeles 161. And again, Jazz were another team you could have teased up to plus 14.5. Again, you guys, this is what goes on every day in the world of rig sports. Learn gematria, learn numerology. You're not going to win every single game, but as you see, I mean, we torched almost every game here. How about Spurs and Mavericks? Mavericks can stay on 103 wins versus Spurs. Big number on Wednesday. Mercury, that's what Wednesday is named after. Mavericks can get 59th home loss. 59 breaks down to 14. 14 breaks down to 5. With the date numerology, Mavericks can stay on 14 wins versus Spurs under Jason Kidd on the 14-date numerology. Dallas was the favorite at home. They got absolutely destroyed. They got beat by 33. We see that number quite a bit with the Spurs if you pay attention. Spurs equals 33. Nothing but scripts. Kings and Suns. Suns can stay on 37 home losses versus the Kings on a Wednesday, which equals 37. Did they do it? They sure did. Again, Wednesday, Mercury, Team Gematria, date numerology. We do the same thing every day. We're consistent. We do the same thing every day of the week. What the day is, what the planet of the week is, and some matter more than others. Wednesday is one of the days of the week that matters a little bit more than others. So, yeah, all the top narrative here for Phoenix and 3.5-point favorite. They did cover the spread. And think about that. They were a 3.5-point favorite on a 5-date numerology, so it was leaning more towards the idea they'd cover. They did. And then the Timberwolves and the Trailblazers. Chauncey Billups last game. Hold on. I need to look at what Chauncey Billups' record is. I didn't look at that now that this is the news story this morning. But we saw the T-Wolves, there was a chance for him to lose here. And again, Blazers at plus 5.5 seem like the smart move here. Blazers cover. They lose by 4 as a 4.5-point dog on 5-date numerology. They had the better points narrative. They cover. Absolute torching of the NBA. That's 12 games. We're on the right side of 10 out of 12 games with some nice upsets. And, I mean, the only ones we lost on were chasing value with dogs. My haters out there, they love to sit around and, every other week or so we have a bad day and they like to make a video about it. Oh, look at that. Gematria is bullshit. It's like, well, what about the last 13 days you didn't talk about, dumbass? And again, I don't teach people to go out and be gambling junkies. I teach them how to turn a $5 bill into 50, 100, 500. If you lose for the day, you lost $5. And what do I also say? Instead of wasting your money on junk food and stupid shit you don't need, save your money. Don't be like the average American that wastes $20 to $30 a day on crap, toxicity for their body, drugs, alcohol, junk food, shit you don't need to do. Average American wastes $20 to $30 a day on shit. Save that $20 to $30 because what's that over the course of the year? Well, what's $30 over the course of 365 days? It's about over $10,000. So right there, you're saving money. If you gamble $5 of that a day, with this knowledge, you should be making even more money. I mean, you're not going to win every single day, but you're going to win most days. Here, somebody left you guys, comments like this are left all the time on my channel. Hold on. Let me see. And YouTube also loves to take down my comments, but I just saw a comment this morning from this right here. Hold on. Let me find this guy's comment this morning. This guy's one of many. Just the comment. Zach, seriously want to thank you for introducing me to Gematria. It's changed my life in amazing ways. I went from making $58,000 a year, busting my ass, to living comfortably, all due to the numbers. And there's a lot of people in that club. You know, Big Al, who's a longtime veteran of the community, he was here in the glory days when it was a lot easier. Again, the reality is now, as you go on Twitter, X, YouTube, also TikTok, all kinds of people are selling Gematria sports picks now. As everybody knows who's been around, nobody did this before I came around. A lot of people have learned from me, and they've started their own businesses. Who knows how many people in the world are doing this? So things have changed a little bit, and it's become a little more challenging. And some things that used to be rock solid that literally you could bet the house on, you can't anymore. It's never good to bet the house, but I mean, there used to be patterns that you could bet the house on. There's been a few so far this hockey season that just keep hitting, like Calgary in 31 hit again last night. Calgary in 31 hit again last night. That was the game we were the most certain about in hockey yesterday. Boom. But again, a lot of stories, guys. People that were homeless that aren't homeless anymore because of this knowledge. And you got losers out here trying to diss this work and act like this is some kind of nonsense or bullshit. No, you're bullshit. I have the best track record in the history of sports futures, bar none. It's not even close. It's not even close. And nothing ever came along and proved how rigged the game is, who's doing it. And the other beauty of this knowledge is it does things like this. For all the dummies falling for this shit this morning, this racist bullshit from the mob, it might help them peel the wool off the eyes and see what's actually going on. Why it's Chauncey Billups as the fall guy for the 80th season. What he's lucky is we're not reading this morning that he's dead. He was found dead in his shower. You know, the police got a call to go check his house, and they found him dead in the shower. Or maybe he died naturally in his sleep. Or they'd come back in a week and say he took some fentanyl to put himself to bed. Because we know how many times that's been the story with a black man from the world of sports. And again, like I said, this stuff is just way too disproportionate. The total load of shit this morning to tell you that this kind of stuff protects the integrity of the league. There is none in the nothing but actors NBA. There is zero integrity in this league. They don't even enforce the rules, you guys. Don't you get sick of watching these guys carry the ball all over the court? Maybe you younger guys don't even know because they've been doing this for 20 years now. Maybe you just think that's how you dribble. You don't. You don't put your hand all the way into the ball and do this. Kevin Durant on the back down. Carry. It's like, how many carries are there here? Blow the fucking whistle. What integrity? God, this league sucks. Just total trash. And again, Durant, like what, with his wingspan, is like 2 feet bigger than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Did you see the way the game ended the other night? He fouled out just with a stupid foul with no time left to give him the win. I mean, dumb. Just dumb stuff. I mean, and who's paying Kevin Durant $90 million at this day and his age? You know what I mean? Guy can't even stay healthy. $90 million. I don't think these guys, that's the other thing. I don't think any of these guys make any of the money you think they do. I think that's all bullshit too. And here's why I think they do it. Because it's got all of us as youngsters thinking we're going to grow up and be the next sports star. Why hit the books and study hard so I can get a college job and make $50,000 a year when, man, if I get good with this basketball, I can make tens of millions. No, you can't. You can't make it in the league because you're not born into it. The only people that are in this league are the people born and chosen and selected. Look, they got guys wearing Luka Doncic. Do you think Luka Doncic would be in the NBA if it was real? He is slow as molasses. He'd be getting his pocket picked. He wouldn't be able to get a shot off. You remember the other year when they let Naz Reid play defense on Jokic? Do you remember how bad Denver got stomped by Minnesota in that series? You saw, yeah, Jokic is a big guy with a nice touch, but he's also slow as molasses, and he's not very athletic. What happened in that series where they let Naz Reid play defense all over him? And RIP to Naz Reid's sister who got sacrificed earlier this year by the numbers. But again, Jokic looked like a nobody. Naz Reid had him locked down. Again, you don't know who's good in pro sports because it's all rigged, it's all fixed. And when you watch the NFL, I guarantee you every last one of those guys has an earpiece in their helmet. You're watching these guys paid $10, $20, $30 million a year to play cornerback and safety, and none of them know how to catch the ball. Do you guys really believe that year after year? They have like the interception right in their hands and they just drop it almost every time. Can't you guys catch balls? You're not in the NFL. My little daughter, who's not even a year, she's already learned to catch the ball. I play toss with her. She can catch balls. She doesn't catch it every time, but she catches it probably at the same ratio as NFL players. You guys, these leagues are so dumb. I guarantee you. How many times you see? What was it? Prime time? Was it Thursday night? Wasn't it the Rams-Niners game? What was it? You guys, if you watch football, you saw it the other week. It bounced off the receiver's hands and a nice volley right into the secondary guy's hands. I mean, like the easiest catch ever because it just took a nice little bounce off his hands right into his, and it looked like he had the catch, and all of a sudden he just drops the ball. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Your average peewee football player who just started at age 5, 6 would have had that pick. I mean, it's just the integrity of these leagues. There is none. There is none. What do you mean? Some moron will be out there. What do you mean? They say only the quarterback can have an earpiece in his helmet. Yeah, moron. That's what they tell you. Meanwhile, you probably go on the field and they probably all got radios buzzing in, tell them exactly what to do. Just like that corner who dropped the ball. I'm sure somebody's screaming here, drop that fucking ball. I guarantee it was just like that. So anyway, I do get tired of this shit, and I get tired of how dumb people are. And I'm also sick that this isn't the most viral shit on YouTube. Watch all the dummies that cover this today and go along with the story and act like it's all real and watch how many views they get. And remember how many views yours truly used to get before they super shadow banned and censored this channel. Again, if you think these leagues are real, you're a moron. If you think Chauncey Billups is in on something that everybody else that's coaching and in the league and officiating isn't, you're a moron. Again, he's the fall guy because he's got the right name, Gematria, for the 80th season. Just like why Bryant Gumbel's in the hospital because Brian equals 80, and it reminds you of Kobe. So, yeah, anyway, congrats to the winners, 10-2. So that's what we do over here. So, and we'll have better days this year as well. All right, shout out to Chris, who's been pounding the bookies this week. He said Sacramento Kings 236, Kings 116, Suns 120. Yeah, exactly. You pay attention to what's actually in the numbers in these scores night after night. You'll see how rigged the games are. Chris added another 51 last night on the live bet comeback. Well done, Chris. Well done, man. Open up. Ant-Man, number 5. Exactly. And we had Jordan's son. If you guys don't know, Ant-Man's Michael Jordan's son. I don't know how everybody doesn't know that. I mean, could he look any more like Michael Jordan? Ant-Man, and so is Jimmy Butler. It's so obvious. Half these guys don't know who their dad is because their dads are former players and they don't want to tell you. I mean, how many people have the genetics to be upwards of 7 feet tall? That's not a big group of people. That's a small group of people. That's why all these guys that look like former players in the league, they don't know who their dads are. Hold on, we got a call from a veteran real quick, and then I got to wrap this up because we're about to start the Patreon. And this morning, for anyone who wants to sign up on Patreon, I'm just going to decode all the games live. You can just see how we do it, and it is relatively simple if you want to learn. Link is in the description. $11 tier will get you this morning's stream. What's up, Richard?
Hey, good afternoon, man. But if Chauncey Billups is gambling, then it must be real, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, idiots. I called for one reason, just to say what's up. And could you kindly remove Young Glocks out of the comments, please?
Well, isn't there somebody else in there in a wrench who can remove him?
I checked. I don't have one.
So. Well, what's he saying? Is he just one of our regular trolls?
He's a complete troll, bro. He's mocking you for the last hour.
Well, who cares? What a loser he is. What a loser. Hey, did you go 10-2 yesterday? Did you call the Thunder to win their 125th win 125 days before the coach's birthday? And then they win with 125 points. Do you have a history of calling future after future? Did you have the Blue Jays in the World Series before a game was played this year? Shut up. Anyway, go ahead, Rich.
I mean, that's all I really had, Zach. People like that, my nerves, and it makes me miss my Rich because I just remove them right away. Because, I mean, there could be new people watching, and they're just discrediting. So, and mocking me and mocking everybody else. So, I get it. You don't care, but
yeah, well, why do you care about this loser? Yeah, look at him in the chat. Oh, apparently they don't. I see his comments. Oh, apparently they don't make what they make. LOL. See, when you end your sentence with LOL, it shows that you're a loser. LOL stands for loser overload. And we'll have to think about the other one, but it's just like you don't have anything. How do you know they make what they make? Where's any proof they make what they make? Hey, if Billups is getting paid all these millions to coach and has all these millions, why has he got to work with the mob to make extra money? Is he really that greedy?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a moron. The only people that diss this work are morons. And that's the thing. You might find the sheep herd out there will mock it with you. You know why? Because most of society are moronic. That's why you guys vote in rigged elections, keep going to these rigged sports games. You can't see through the obvious rigging. You're too dumb to see the obvious. Explain to me how that safety just dropped the interception last week. Easiest fucking catch ever. He's paid $20 million a year and can't catch a little soft little football lob right in his hands. Who's paying you $20 million to be in the NFL? I would have caught that every day of the week as a 7-year-old in pouring ass rain in Portland, Oregon with no grip gloves. This guy's in the prime of his life, $20 million a year and can't catch a little football right in his hands? Please.
Right. I mean, I get it, man. We don't got nothing to prove. I mean, your track record proves it, but people like him just get on my nerves. It makes me want to hop a flight.
Look at this. I'm just scrolling through this guy. Every sentence he writes is LOL. Again, when you end your sentence with LOL, I know you're either 5 years old or a fucking loser. Probably both. Anyway, go ahead, Rich.
That's all I pretty much had, Zach.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stick up for us a little bit, man.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, take care. Yeah, I mean, the trolls annoy me too, but I mean, probably in the Cosa Nostra himself. LOL. So anyway, yeah. Again, you want to sit on the sidelines and diss what we're doing? It's because you're a fucking loser. Point blank, period. That's the only explanation. There is no other explanation. You have zero other explanation. You're stupid. And I get sick of it. I get sick of all the dumb people. I get sick of watching people go to these sports games in 2025. You don't see all the ritual sacrifice, all the obvious rigging, how much you're being overcharged for everything. You're getting ripped off. You're paying a ton of money for a ticket to a bullshit event. You're paying all this money for food and alcohol that's ridiculous. You're paying all this money for parking. And for what? A lot of people like the energy of the crowd, right? How about we get some crowds with some great energy that are about something that matters? Not watching a kids game that's all rigged. How about getting a crowd roaring to take down federal tyrants, state tyrants, the kind of people that overtax us, the kind of people that use and abuse us and lie to us every day? How about gather with the big crowd outside CNN or Fox or MSNBC or any of these bullshit networks and burn them to the ground? How about that? And for everyone, like, oh my God, I'm going to go flag this channel. You're a fucking loser. That's the spirit of this country. We were supposed to be given the right to speak out and be armed to take down tyrants. And you fucking losers, you're the exact opposite. I'm going to go tell on somebody that wants to take down tyranny. I want to watch the basketball game. Fucking loser. If you're not a fucking loser, think about signing up for the Patreon and come cash some checks with us and take advantage of this rigged shit that does have no integrity. And stop falling for all the racist bullshit as they sacrifice every last young black guy and now blame them for damaging the integrity of the league. I mean, good God. Makes me sick. Yeah, good one, Randy. Good one. In light of Eric Spoelstra connecting the Blazers in Miami, going to the Jesuit High School in Portland next to the Nike headquarters. Yeah, it is Ignatius Loyola's birthday anniversary. Yeah, exactly. Well done, Randy. It's the 296th day of the year. Does NBA equal 296? That must be in one of the other ciphers. Jewish. Let me see. It's got to be one of these three ciphers. Is it National Basketball Association? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, National Basketball Association is 296. It is important to be clear when you write out things because people look at that and be like, oh, see, they're just saying whatever equals whatever. NBA doesn't equal 296, but National Basketball Association does. Yeah, good one. If you don't know who Ignatius Loyola is, he's the founder of the Jesuits, the ones that run the whole show, like I've been explaining forever, like I wrote books about, like how Kobe's death was a big Jesuit ritual. Yeah. Ignatius Loyola, date of birth. What, Wikipedia doesn't want to show it? October 23rd, 1491. When he was younger, you know, he had that gangster hair too before he went bald. Or got blown off with a cannonball. You remember how they did Billy Cannon, right? Billy Cannon died on Cannonball Day. Cannonball Day is celebrated by the Jesuits. That was the day Joe Burrow transferred from Ohio State to LSU. As Billy Cannon dies, the only player to ever win the Heisman for LSU before Joe Burrow. And then Billy Cannon also beat Clemson in the championship in New Orleans, just like Joe Burrow did. And then when Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl, he played 4 teams in the playoffs, all 4 of the teams that Billy Cannon played for. Yeah. All you guys who can't see who runs the show, it's the mob, the Jesuits. They are the mob. All right, great additions, Randy. I'll be firing up the Patreon. We'll just decode all the games live today. Little practice day for decoding. If you want to join us, links in the description, top pin comment. $11 tier gets you streams Monday through Friday. $20 tier gets you everything. Streams 7 days a week, plus the bonus streams Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, which all cover the NFL. When we do other prize events outside of the NFL season, it'll get you those ones too. $20 tier is the one to be on. And I have to make an announcement. I can't do the cash giveaway contest that we've been doing for over 2 years. Patreon told me it violated the terms of service. Hopefully they don't get rid of the Patreon. They're doing an investigation. To me, it seems like bullshit. It's like, why can't I give back to my community? Been doing it for 2 years. One of the trolls apparently snitched and reported and figured out it wasn't within their guidelines. So, I got to stop the cash giveaway game, unfortunately. That's also the news announcement. But, hey, the $20 tier is still the value of a lifetime. A lot of people paid for their whole year's subscription again last night. So, anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Hope to see you on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard is the place to be, unless you're a loser. Till next time.